before they hit all together. Liquid, on the other hand, it looks like a very fast-paced draft.
All right.
I think this is the way that Liquid's been playing for, I mean, since their iteration with this team, looking to set that tempo. I feel like Entity could perhaps struggle in a couple of those situations depending on how these lanes go down.
Do you like the way sort of Entity ended it up? Kind of keeping Storm on the mid with his Death Prophet and getting that last pick Darkseer for Toby this game?
I don't know. Because it can be, your lineup can be very ult-oriented, where you're running with this like DP Exorcism, you're running where you want wall in the team fights, you're running where you want meta, so I'm not sure. Maybe Soulstormer just wanted to play like this really strong laner versus the Leshrac because there wasn't too many heroes remaining from all the bans, but yeah, not too sure.
Let's have a look. And overall as well, you know, getting to see Fishman coming in on the Elder Titan, you know, pretty much as we're seeing, you know, the two other main heroes that he likes to play getting banned out. As we've seen in other games, he likes to go for this Elder Titan. Is this a good ET game?
It's okay. You're playing versus the summons. You want to play versus the Beastmaster summons and stuff like that, but they usually just skip it in the laning phase. They just go the wild axes and hold points. In this lane, especially holding points, I say hold point because you're playing versus the Terrorblade because of the reflection. So sometimes you see axes plus Inner Beast to deal with that, but this Terrorblade pick is because there's that Beastmaster.
Boxy.
Boxy could be in some trouble here.
I mean, he'll die here, but he, you know, he walked up in the 4 heroes. He got the bounty room. He got the job done. So they'll lose first blood here. Watson's going to be happy taking that. But overall, Liquid, they will take 3 of the 4 bounties.
It's very nice to start off like that for the Terrorblade hero that can take some more time. Watson, on this hero especially too, he's made magic happen. Opening him up like that is very nice.
And considering that top lane, I mean, as you say, with the way that the Beast is going to play, you know, with the Elder Titan in mind, you know, will still a lot of pressure be put onto this Terrorblade? This is a difficult lane for him.
I think he'll be okay. I think he should be able to farm just fine up here. All depends on lane positioning and stuff like that, and what Boxy is going to be able to do, because Boxy sometimes also does some crazy stuff on his 4 position. But yeah, I think the TB should be able to free farm. Boxy's going to opt to just start pulling.
Let's see how easy of a time Mickey has down at the bottom of the Monkey King. One of those heroes that can kind of play around the Darkseer and his Iron Shells.
Yep, you got that little bit of range advantage too. You have that heal built in if you do get the 4 hits. And we're having just lane shenanigans going on. Tree, look at Insania, he's trying to meet the wave. Katomi. Alright, this is where our lane has now found itself. But the Satyrs, they've turned against the dire creeps. Meanwhile, top, there's also some crazy lane shenanigans going on also. I've never seen a lane position there.
No, both creep waves meeting at this jungle camp.
Yeah.
A minute and a half in.
Tough to contest a tree as well when you're a Darkseer. He just has, or sorry, it's a Tiny. You have a 30 base damage disadvantage as this Tiny. Zania, he'll get pretty much every single one of those last hits. Same thing for Mikke. He got 5 denies, so they actually have 7 denies in the bottom lane already. Pretty big deal when you're playing with this Darkseer. He starts very slow, as we know. This hero does take quite some time before you're able to get those levels and get online to join your teammates. Katomi, he's going to look to just start moving around very early because of how weird the bottom lane is kind of becoming. He's playing around the mid lane at the moment. Takes away the water rune, and he's actually going to go aggro onto Nisha.
All right, he's in with the Avalanche. It's back as well, and with the Siphon going for Stormstormer, they've got enough damage to take him out. Very nice rotation from Kataomi.
Nice and natural rotation. It wasn't like some very forced one where...
he was around, you know.
No, he was just right there because of where the weird lane was positioned. Sweet. Insania just getting every deny. 10 denies down bottom. Toby will start slow.
Even with the death so far, the CS in the middle lane. 10 for 2, 9 for 7. Stormstormer getting a bit on the edge on the denies.
That's a lot of denies.
And again, bottom, another creep wave. It's going to be safely escorted round. Kataomi.
Up top, Zai looks to be in trouble.
Lock off there, Fishman, making sure Zai's not able to step away. He's going to try again on to Boxy.
Good body blocks.
There's some really nice stuff here from Fishman. I mean, that's going to do it. Well, I don't think Watson's going to have any complaints for the first opening minutes of this game. Meanwhile, down bottom, we've got some action going on deep beyond the towers there. It does end up costing the life of Insania.
That's a big deal. I mean, great play.
Yeah, this is, Terrorblade. What's he off to so far, Watson? He's 3 kills. 3 kills straight up, 3 minutes in. He's having an easy time farming. This Terrorblade's, he's going to be going places.
Yeah, and he's got the benefit, of course, of playing versus Beastmaster. So in mid-game, when that inner beast is leveled up, when every time he does get that reflection onto him, it's going to be the dream. And when all those auras, of course, come out, when he gets his Dominator / Overlord. This is huge. Yeah, Watts, I mean, it's treads and like halfway to a Falcon Blade already up top. Free farm plus kills.
Sure. And on one of, if not his best hero, right? This is going to be a bit scary for Liquid, knowing that Watson is having this sort of start. See mid again. They'll get the toss back, and he's going to be able to connect the stun on the Storm and Nisha. Backup is going to be here with the Nature's Grasp laid down, so they won't be able to dive in. So Nisha will be safe this time round, but again, it's close. Definitely got to be concerned about getting caught by Kataomi a couple of times now. He's been able to get that toss back.
Entity today really came to play. Look at the way that they're playing with the aggression. Toby, he's got the creep pulls going on too, so he's probably telling Kataomi he can be free. Kataomi, he's doing the Tranquil Boot lock, if you see his inventory at the moment, so he's got the boots locked, and he'll be unlocking and reassembling.
I mean, he's looking to try it again here, but they will see him. So not a chance of catching Nisha by surprise this time round. And yeah, top lane is just becoming very hard for Zion Boxy to play. We see both offlaners very much struggling to get much farm out of the lane situation. 9 CS on Toby, 7 CS on Zai.
The true off lane, the sacrificial lane as we used to call it back in the day when it was the tri-lanes versus the single. They're both just left on an island. We've seen Zai, he is getting the stacks as we've seen versus Beastmaster, but again, mid!
Kataomi's still there! He comes in, gets the toss back, Nisha, he's not getting away! This Tiny really causing nuisance for Nisha. I mean, again, even with Insania sitting around, there's nothing he could do to help him out. But yeah, 1-0-3, Kataomi on the Tiny. Absolute nightmare for Nisha to deal with, apparently.
I'm sure Nisha's telling them, he's like, I kind of need I need vision on bottom side for these versus these rotations. This is really causing some big issues. And now it's around Power Rune as well. So Entity might be able to just secure themselves that Power Rune too.
Great start from Entity.
It's going to be. Spawns bottom. It's an Arcane. Nisha.
That's a nice one for Nisha.
Get some luck. He's still last hitting pretty decent too for the 2 deaths. 25 and 5. Yes, there's 14 denies on the death profit, but oh no.
Yeah, what's the level situation? We've got.
He's 6 already on Stormstormer.
So yeah, Stormstormer about 3/4 of a level ahead of Nisha. So decent XP advantage. Those kills.
Kataomi's going for a play top. Zai.
Get the toss back. Quite Boxy. I mean, Boxy's going to end up being the one toss back instead, as he does put a stop to Kataomi trying to close the gap on Zai with the telekinesis.
And Kataomi can just reassemble his Tranquil Boots even though he took all this damage anyway, so he'll get all that health right back. And he's doing the disassemble trick, so reassemble, disassemble, he's doing it again. You see it on the right side of the screen. Love when I see the players do this. Maximum efficiency. An excellent start for Entity. Liquid, they are prepping stacks, as we were mentioning, but these stacks could get stolen, and some of them already are blocked.
Quite a bit of a punch from the stack against aggro. Watson step up with a reflection. They get the combo onto Boxy. Some more action that Watson's getting to join a part of very early.
And Insania, he comes top because he doesn't want to lose this tower. Wants to be able to get something out of this.
Should be able to at least chase down Kataomi. Slows are there, and indeed the Tiny taken out, but Watson we safely escorted back to his tower by Fishman.
Exorcism made immediately. As soon as Anisha is seen top, Stormstormer going to try to get some pressure on tower. Boxy will be there to stop it, but good at least half damage onto this tower. And now he can go into the sneaky spot. Not so sneaky when it's the ghost coming out there either. But
I'll show you, Anisha's going to know exactly where he's standing, so Stormstormer can't hang around anymore.
Power Rune again, 10 seconds. Kataomi comes to the mid lane to join. He's found a ward. We'll immediately take it out.
So he's been chasing down. I mean, Stormstormer steps up to make sure the Boxy and Anisha aren't going to have a free chance of charging straight towards Kataomi. It'll be a DD top.
Which Stormstormer will get. And Stormstormer has full stats. He doesn't go for the bottle build on his death profit, so this DD is even stronger since you have all those stat benefit.
Yeah, the right clicks hurt.
Yes, they do. If Liquid loses these stacks, it would be devastating for Zai.
I mean, what would you sort of imagine is Entity's kind of timing to get in there? He's talking about like around the next exorcism. You know, when as Liquid are you going to be very scared that Entity's going to look to make that move?
Probably around Exorcism. It's not the easiest for Entity to steal them at the same time too. Even with Exorcism could be difficult. But mid tower might just drop from auto attacks because of this DD rune.
I mean, it's very difficult at this point, really, for Liquid to formulate defense with what they have, right? They don't really have heroes that want to come and sit here.
They'd have to bring like the Monkey King over to look for the defense, because Zai is slowed down. Last Strike is slowed down also, so see what they look to do to defend it.
See Boxy. They should catch onto Fishman. This will be an easy one for Liquid.
Fishman, I guess he was walking in to get a ward down, block the camp. Yeah, I believe he did. So he blocked both, actually. He has a sentry on both of those camps in the triangle. There's quite a bit of stacks already, and Boxy, he will find the D ward. But look at the deep vision that Entity's placed. Because they have this early advantage that they've done in these last few moments, they're looking to cover those recovery outlets for the Beastmaster.
Nice. And I tell you what as well, those wards aren't getting taken down right.
They're sneaky.
Yeah. Nice spots there from Entity.
Entity came in with a real game plan today, and so far, looking pretty good. Liquid, of course, still farming pretty decently, Mika especially, but have definitely shut down Nisha and Zai in a pretty effective manner. Uh-oh.
Zai is going to come in with the Roar. Honestly, with the axes, it's pretty close to bringing Watson down.
Good call.
He'll be able to borrow that HP of Fishman.
I like that. Good Sunder. Boxy?
No, poor old Fishman.
Boxy.
I'll tell you what, actually, maybe not poor old Fishman, indeed poor
trouble.
old Boxy. Boxy tried to make it, take advantage of the fact that Fishman's HP was low. Only ends up giving his own life up once again to Watson, and meanwhile back in the mid, Stormstormer pops the Ghost. Takes out Insania. Both are Liquid support suffering. The tower continuing to get pressured. And this time around, no amount of living armor will be enough to save it. Entity, a couple more kills and a tier 1 mid.
They're playing so well. They're the ones actually dictating the pace in this entire laning phase with the way Katomi's just been moving around the map.
Yeah, and as I tell you, I feel like Watson, I don't think he can kind of believe the start he's getting. He's like, this is amazing. He is living the dream here as the position 1 Terrorblade 10 minutes in.
Does he
4-0-1.
Oh my, he has a dragon. Oh my, level 9. He is
massive.
Life.
This Terrorblade, he's far ahead. I mean, a lot is down to Mickey. Mickey,
yes,
as you say, out of kind of Liquid's heroes, he's the one that's been getting spaced down bottom. He's now ready to join with the rest of them. Punish Stormstormer, who was taking him. Yeah, right. That was a bit cheeky there, walking through the high ground as he was. Liquid, they were not going to let him get away with that one. Mickey certainly wasn't. Turns up and is able to take the kill for himself. So yeah, really eyes on Mickey to see what he can do with the strong start that he's been given, with kind of all the focus being taken away from that bottom lane where he's been able to kind of spend his opening 10 minutes.
Absolutely. And that ward, that's the one that allows them to catch Stormstormer. So he immediately pings it, because that's not really the usual one you see being played on the Radiant. It's like, yeah, they lost their tier 1 mid, but this is a very defensive ward that they've placed out. So we'll get the Death Prophet kill. And Zai, he has now pretty much recovered, level 8. Soon to have his Helm of Dominator. Not the fastest by any means, but not the slowest either. Same thing for Toby, who I believe has his mech finished up. So both offlaners were sacrificed, but still got pretty okay timings.
Would you sort of say that out of these 2 offlane heroes, it's easier, like who can have a bigger impact with a kind of a start that's been as rough as this?
They both can do. They both are excellent in making plays. So
sure.
Stormstormer.
Drop the wall here, Toby. And top forward. Let's try and get Stormstormer to close the gap on Nisha, but Nisha's got the speed and the heals. Also coming out from Insania.
They both have different benefits, to go back to that question, because this game with Darkseer, since he's gotten this like pretty okay start, he can join easily with a TB and a Death Prophet with the mech, so maybe that does feel a little bit better, while for Zai, he kind of just needs to worry about his own game and catch up in that department.
Should for the most part be able to, right? This top lane, top tower now, this area is probably going to be ignored by Entity.
Entity, though, continuing to make these quick moves, Katomi.
Toss back into the vacuum. And likewise, Liquid, probably not going to be spending any resources trying to save Insania down here. They'll let him go. Stormstormer pops the Ghost. And they'll get focused on taking another tier 1 here.
Playing super fast around the map. Catching Liquid off guard. Yeah, this tower is also dropped down. Nisha, he will go for the mid tower, but Nisha's build, he's had to go for a full laning build. So he has the 4 points in laning. It's only 1 in Edict. This is a very slow push. They're
trying to bait something out. Mickey, he wants to fight with his Echo Saber. They've got eyes around mid.
They also have that cheeky ward.
Going on Watson's going to be difficult, especially with as much backup as there is. They'll try and lead him with the Boundless Strike. Nisha's attempting to step up. They're seeing if they can burst through the Terrorblade. He's getting low, but they can't quite do it. Watson able to turn, get the Sunder off. Is Nisha and Boxy going down? Insania will pop the ult in an attempt to step away. It will save him. But again, it's 2 more going down. Watson continuing to get involved in the action, and they just didn't quite have the damage. Not enough to take out this Terrorblade.
They read him. They read that play like a book. Entity, they were pushing bottom, immediately swinging. They're the ones who actually bring the number advantage versus Liquid, who's setting up that gank. So even though Liquid had that deep vision to see Watson, they cannot punish him again. This is a beautiful early game from them. 12-4 at the moment, with a free farming Terrorblade.
Big pressure on Mika. What do we got build-wise? So the Echo Saber looks like he wants to go straight into the BKB, so he can have an effort of getting in on these fights. But that does mean if this Terrorblade can kind of get his next item, you know, Watson, the physical damage is probably not going to be there from Mika.
No.
Terrorblade easily able to stand his ground against these heroes.
And he's going to have Greaves and stuff too, right? From the Darkseer. While on the flip side, Liquid, they're just going to be giving auras to him. Like Zai, he's just going to get reflectioned.
Sure.
He's going to be giving Inner Beast plus that Helm of the Overlord aura eventually too. He's not going to have a Greaves for his team. So yeah, Mika, it's going to be tough for him to stand toe-to-toe. And also with Katomi now, having such an explosive start with his rotations, Blink is soon on the horizon. So even more fast-paced gameplay that Entity can keep doing.
And Mika really wants to try and start picking up kills. He's going to set up in the mid with the ultimate. Got the telekinesis, they'll be able to shut down Katomi, put a bit of a slowdown on that Blink Dagger timing.
Okay. He didn't have the boundless, I guess, when he jumps. Just wants to make sure that he gets the kill, so throws Wukongs. Mika has the Jingu at the moment. Wants to play around top. They get Stormstormer.
Set up. Zai's got the roar. Not the stomp though, maybe. Fishman have a look for the turnaround. Bolt from Boxy does end up taking out Stormstormer. Mika, he's out with the TP.
That's a pretty huge kill.
To put a stop to it. Yeah, I gotta say, no, honestly, Mika, he's really putting the work in. He got that kind of first timing, the Echo Saber. He's not sitting back. He's playing aggressive with the team and trying to do his best to start to shut down some of the games at the cause of Entity that had such a good start. Good aggressive Monkey King play here. Mika.
Tommy again. They could get him. This would slow down. That would be like perfect to slow down the Blink. He's 50 away. Oh, but Katomi, no.
They're gonna have him. One more hit. It's there. Mika really stabilizing the game here for Liquid.
Really good identification too. He's probably saying like this time he's gonna have Blink soon. I gotta make these plays.
He just wants to go. He's just go. And it's shutting down the net worth lead.
Huge moves for Liquid to get back into this game. After those tough rotations early, even everyone's back, right? All three cores looking to farm pretty good, even though they got rotated on so much. Nisha, he's pretty much caught up. He's actually ahead of levels of Stormstormer now at this point.
Full Bloodstone now, Nisha.
And Boxy's also doing the disassemble plays, by the way. So yeah, just I think these two are probably the most common that do the disassemble Tranquil Boot stuff when running around. I'm always watching them do it. Zai's Helm of Overlord now is going to be at a pretty usual timing, actually. Even though he was so slowed down. He's level 12. And his Helm is, yeah, I usually see them come out between that like 15 to 17 minute mark. His is a little bit delayed, but
no, for sure.
Good timing.
And for the most part, I feel like 4 minutes or so. Toby and Zara, they were about the same farm, but yeah, Toby falling behind on the Darkseer this game. He did get, of course, his Greaves, but very much a slowed down game, as you pointed out on levels.
Watson though soon Manta style, and then perhaps they look to start grouping up a little bit more. They can also potentially try to force some like Roshan plays and stuff like that because they have this Darkseer. Have to wait and see who they get a pick off on. Because that Blink, yeah, Katomi, he's got it done. Has a Invis rune as well too.
See what he can find here. At the moment it's just him and Stormstormer.
They're bringing Toby, they're bringing Watson, they're bringing the numbers.
CP coming in as well from, yeah. Now they'll look to set up.
Nice toss.
That should do it, especially, yeah, with the wall and the ghost out, not a chance for Zai.
And this is around the Roche area too. They pop ghosts. I think you go into Roche.
Yeah. I think absolutely. This is a chance for Roshan if they want to. Also an illusion rune hanging around outside the pit. Do they want to go in? They do. Into the pit they go. Question is, if Liquid 4 versus 5, will they even consider trying to get here, or are they just going to write this off?
I think they just play to farm. There's no BKB on the Monkey King. I think it's kind of suicide walking into this, so they'll give it up.
Yeah. Heads up move there from Entity. Group up for the kill on Zai, straight into the pit. Aegis now into the hands of Watson. On top of that Manta.
But Liquid's still farming. Like, they're actually, you see that net worth lead. It's ping-ponging back and forth between the two.
They're getting more out of the map right now. Nisha. He's going to be out of there. quite get caught by Katomi this time.
And Mika has actually gone full aggression.
Full aggressive. I mean, he was doing it with his play, so why not do it with the build?
Sure.
No BKB after the Echo, straight Echo Deso. He wants to get in and hit people.
I mean, Stormstormer will explode. Like, he is very fragile versus this Deso build as a DP until he's got something like that plate mail.
Let's see if he gets away with this and if he can make moves. It's Katomi. I mean, an easy kill. The damage coming out for this Monkey King.
Easy stack.
It's going to be fantastic.
Deso stack for Mika.
This is the kind of play we want to see. Kind of the risk-reward play style.
Starting to get their push mounted also. They've got the Ancient Ice Shaman who throws the Ice Fire Bomb onto the tower. And they're actually going deeper.
Behind the tower here, Liquid. They'll find the Elder Titan. The Greaves will get popped. Fishman living a little longer than maybe initially planned, but he still goes down. He can drag back with a vacuum, but he's caught in the middle of the Wukong command. Not a chance for the Death Prophet. Stormstormer falls. Same for Toby. As Liquid...
Watson. It's a long TP. Oh my god, Nisha ran out of mana for a second. He sticked up right afterwards. That actually could have been a kill. That was a very long TP.
Yeah, that would have been huge if they were able to shut down Watson on the escape. But even as it is, of course, still getting 3 kills there, Liquid.
And Mika getting all the stacks
up. Plus 8 damage now.
That was a very quick play and a very good identification from Liquid. No Exo. The meta was just coming back up. They knew they could just go for relentless aggression, and it works. The Liquid magic is starting to happen. Even though Entity had this great start, Liquid fighting back hard.
And if sort of Mika can get through this window of like getting the build-up of BKB after Deso, if he gets that BKB done on top of Deso, he can pretty much kill. Even the Terrorblade is going to be starting to be scared because nobody's going to be able to help keep this Monkey King off it.
No, absolutely. This is a phenomenal recovery from Liquid, particularly because of Mika, as you keep pointing out. And he also got blessed. He got given a Brigand's Blade. I believe Watson also got one, but he's opting to hold for that Grove Bow for now.
All right. Wants to be able to keep his distance, play from range. The Metamorphosis.
This tower drops in seconds.
Mid lane Entity themselves. Of course, they are the ones right now playing with the Aegis. They want to try and do something with it. Watson's bringing around the bottom lane.
They just have to be very careful in a lot of these fights how they commit with their meta, commit with their Exo. That's something that we prefaced the entire draft kind of with, is sometimes these drafts, when you have long cooldown ultimates, can falter if you overcommit in some of those. So that Roche, great play for them to get, but Liquid, they're going to know how to play against it if they do use Exo and meta in every single one of those same fights. A little bit of a slowdown period. Stormstormer, he's actually carrying Nether Shawl. Do they not have like a Dragon Scale or something to pass over him, or? Because this, yeah, it'll make his damage better.
Sure, but this Monkey King's killing you quicker.
Like they have a Keela. I feel like he should maybe hold back because he is very fragile if they get on top of him with that Monkey King. I mean, wants all the damage in the world, but.
It's got 11 armor, and then you're getting hit by the Monkey King. You're losing 9 armor.
That was at a tower.
Down to 2. Oh, that was at a tower.
Right? At a tower, he's got the 11. Liquid, as we said, the magic is really starting to happen. They're constricting the map. Getting a ton of vision with that Hawk as well, too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's sitting at 6 armor when he's not next to a tower.
Right, so he's in the negative.
He's negatives, which...
Once, Monkey King's hitting him with that Deso and Orb of Corrosion.
Yeah, that is brutal. Being negative armor makes everything just that much more ridiculous how much you take. And yeah, make it very close to BKB. Entity got to start finding something for themselves. 58 seconds on the Aegis. Yeah, Toby, very quiet game from him for this Darkseer compared to the Beastmaster that Zai's been able to get more involved with.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I mean, what's the plan now for Entity? The Aegis is about to expire. They're definitely going to be feeling that Liquid's getting the edge on them right now.
They're just getting outmaneuvered, and they're getting honestly out-visioned pretty hard too. The Hawk plus these wards that have been placed down, like Liquid's got all the information in the world at the moment. And Watson, his courier, it's... Dude, like Mika, is Mika actually gonna get the snipe? Okay. Whew. Oh, I was like, he's about to finish Scotty. If that gets sniped, that could be brutal for Entity. Feels like with Scotty, they should probably want to go for like some type of smoke up soon and look for a fight. About to have BKB also on Stormstormer too, so they have a pretty good timing coming together. On the flip side, Liquid, Mika's BKB is about to be done, but it still feels like Entity probably want to look to get a fight at least or something with these timings together.
Yeah. And of course, Entity, they do still have good damage to go through the BKB.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much control, but physical damage, it is there.
It's just all going to be about Watson, in particular Watson's positioning. I'm pretty worried for Stormstormer because he's very fragile if they do get on top of him.
It is difficult for him to sort of charge him with the BKB pop ghost because a few hits from the Monkey King and he'll be dying quicker than any Siphon can save it.
Boxy.
He's going to start the fight here with losing the Ruby. They pop meta for this.
Okay. I mean, they can probably just, I think Liquid just makes the call to disengage.
I think so. That's meta from the DB. You just back out of here and you're happy with this. You know Roshan's not going to be up. And in terms of objectives, maybe Entity get the tier 1 tower top, but unlikely they get much more with this metamorphosis.
No, absolutely.
So maybe a bit too trigger happy there, pressing the meta.
Yeah, Liquid 20, I mean, they could just, as soon as they respawn, they look for the fight. Or about 10 seconds afterwards when Meadow falls off. BKBs are done on both the cores, on Nisha as well as Mick, as we're pointing out. And yeah, like for Stormstormer, the really big thing I'm worried about is like, yes, the BKB is going to protect him versus like the magic from Nisha a little bit, but if he gets roared, if he's in a Wukong's, he's just going to get eviscerated. So they have to do a good job of protecting both him and Watson with how they're standing in Liquid. That meta's gone now. They're the ones who want to get on the aggressive portion.
Let's see what they're able to take with this. 80 seconds or so still. Raptors down.
They want to get some catches. They don't want to just push a lane. They'll probably just send Zai to deal with the lane since the illusions are starting to shove things out. Deep ward's been placed. It is spotted. But Nisha stop canceling stun. Waiting for a moment. Another tower starting to get pressured. 50 seconds no meta. Will buy time for Stormstormer to get a very needed item. He's got the plate mail now, so has that big armor benefit. For some reason, it's not updating on his tooltip though, but he's got more than that armor that it shows at the moment. I don't know why it's still not showing. Mine's not updating either, but whatever.
No, it's just a vision.
It's sometimes, yeah, it sometimes happens.
Don't worry, the armor will definitely be there.
Yeah, he's got the armor, it's just not showing it. Don't worry. But yeah, tower being brought down. That's a pretty nice steal. And oh, a DD bottom.
There we go. Where's Mickey?
Goodness, who's gonna get that one? Mickey. He
over.
wants it.
He's gonna be able to pick it.
Oh boy, this could be a huge fight for Liquid if they're able to find it around this DD. Might just be a DD.
Meta's gonna be back up soon, right? Yeah, it's back up now. So that sort of window's passed. Entity able to do a good job of avoiding getting caught by Liquid. So Liquid were looking to punish that.
Triple BKB cores on Liquid. Much easier access to walk into the team fights. Darkseer, sometimes when you're playing versus him, he can just thrive when you don't have these BKBs, so they have to go for them early. Watson.
He's going to have his own soon as well. There we go.
But there's definitely ways to go through it. Now he's got double Dispel, though. BKB plus Manta to deal with that overgrowth. Insania now also has a Blink Dagger, so his positioning going to be much easier to jump into those jump in and counter the BKBs that are going to come out from Entity. Entity has to be careful with how they pop those BKBs and run in.
Yeah, and to make sure they do to see if Zai sort of gets in with a roar before the BKB's out from the Terrorblade, it's just going to open him up to be exposed to so much follow-up damage from Nisha. So we're going to have to see Watson be quick on the fingers with the BKB.
And Nisha, he has shown what build he wants to go for. He wants to go for the Nihilism, which versus Terrorblade, it's phenomenal.
It's the build.
Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Whoop! Able to get off the tree just in time.
That was fast.
So Entity's still trying to step up into this and saying, hold them back with the overgrowth. Stormstormer pops the BKB to remove the root.
I think they popped Exo. If Liquid can just walk away, that is a big gain. They even pop Meta.
I mean, even if they lose one, maybe just let Zai die. Well, indeed, he's gone. Liquid is still looking like they want to go back in on this, despite the ultimates being used. But honestly, I think they'll be happy with just Zai dying for the two ultimates. Now, Entity,
it's a good timing for Roche.
Roshan indeed back up. Now this may force Liquid to play a bit more aggressive, despite the ultimates being here from Entity.
Eyes on Katomi for the toss plays.
Nisha. She's going to try charging straight in with the BKB. Same for Mickey. BKB's popped in by both cores. They got the Wukong's command down.
He's just going down.
And Watson turns towards the Lesh, and indeed the damage is done by the Terrorblade. That's Nisha gone. Liquid, they make a risky call there. to try and fight into the Terrorblade whilst the meta was still up. And it's one I think they're going to regret. They lose 2 heroes, Watson with the double kill. Entity, they'll step back into the pit, and they should be able to finish this one off. I mean, Liquid, they would have known that that fight was hard, but they really felt that they had to take that risk because they did not want Entity getting this Roshan. The question is, would it really have ever gone their way for fighting like that 4v5 into meta?
Doesn't feel like it. I mean, Nisha felt like he was a little bit tankier because he's got like Blaster against stuff like that, but walks in and just everyone's just hitting him. They all are focus firing him completely.
A risk that does not pay there for Liquid. Entity back in play with the Aegis on Watson.
I thought for a second, I was like, uh-oh, like they popped Exo, they popped Meta. Like these things, this could be a little weird if things get, like if they disengage fully and Roche wasn't up, but Roche spawns at the perfect timing, it feels like, for Entity.
They made the right call, Entity.
Yeah.
No, you just get the 1 kill and don't waste time trying to chase Liquid. Go for Roche, and then at the end of the day, some more action got handed to them. Liquid tried to disrupt the Roshan taking.
Yeah,
didn't work out. Entity, see what they can do now with this 4 minutes of Aegis. Probably when the Meta and Exo back up, that's going to be their time to go. Maybe start looking at some of these tier 2s.
Watson is enormous at this point now. He now has a 5k difference between him and that Monkey King. He's farming super fast with his illusions. DD top, Nisha.
Has to put the BKB.
Denies it away from Entity in a way, but yeah, a BKB forced. Katomi just super aggressive. Love watching Katomi Tiny.
Close game though.
Very close.
13-17, less than 1k golden, and a game that we've kind of seen swing around sort of both sides of the line on the net worth lead.
Absolutely, yeah. And now everything's ready.
Yep, they're feeling strong here with the Aegis. See, you would imagine Liquid should be very prepared for this sort of play. They know that Entity is going to be coming at them like this, especially with them all off the map with the smoke. Yeah, and you can see keeping themselves pretty deep, at least Mickey on his half of the map, hovering around the tier 2 tower. Knows that this sort of hunt is being made by Entity. They'll end up swinging around towards the bottom. At the moment down here, both Nisha and Insania were working on this.
Look at the scan. Oh my god, how is that not clipping him? Feels like he was in the AoE. Oh my goodness, that would have been incredible if they found Nisha there. Top Zai, he's starting to make things happen though. Bottom tower is also at like 20% HP. He's also gotten top tower about to have less than half too. So I'm starting to get the split push going with his dragon. Lots of blink daggers picked up now, and I believe Watson, he's got his next item already finished. His damage is insane. Daedalus.
Yeah, no, these heroes running in with their BKBs, they're not going to feel very safe anymore. Not that they would, at least Nisha. He would not be after that last situation where he went in and still ended up dying through it. Now there's no question about it. They're going to have a really, really tough time. They need that nihilism sooner than later, right? And he has got it.
Okay.
It's done.
Oh my god, he actually ends, okay, he has to pop the BKB though. That was close. Katomi tries to cut him with the Ogre Seal Totem. That was kind of cute. But yeah, Zai, he's doing the split push. But a BKB forced, Entity, they're going to get a push going off of that. Someone has to stay top though. I feel like Toby might have to stay back away from the fight just to deal with Zai's split push. Because Zai's going to get this tower also.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
And look at the rainbow TPs. Toby.
See if we can get more from this. It's a good setup here for the ult from Fishman. Stormstormer's in on top of Zai and Nisha. BKBs are out. Zai able to BKB and TP. Nisha, on the other hand, his TP is still on cooldown, so he's only left with the option of BKB and running.
He's in trouble.
Reflections though, jump forward from Stormstormer. They're able to shut off the escape. Nisha punished there for the push top, out for 80. Back in the jungle of Liquid, they'll catch Kataomi. Of course, 80 seconds or so without the Leshrac.
They're really making Nisha bleed this game. 5 deaths. The instant TPs, it's just rainbow TPs as soon as they see a play happening. That being said though, I mean, Nisha dying, but they do stop this like Aegis push and they got a lot of reaction back. It's not even tier 2 that ends up dropping somehow for Liquid. That's actually kind of crazy.
McKay's progression, the Skadi into the Nullifier himself.
He is still very large. Yeah, it was interesting to see. I saw our beautiful observer pointed out that the shard was actually given to Toby this game, which I love. the Darkseer Shard, don't get me wrong, but I thought they would give it to the Death Prophet this time around, but... I mean, it is a fun one anyway. It stops blinks, it's great for chase, it's great if they're chasing you. So, just a little small thing. Because DP eventually, you do want to just have it anyway. You're probably going to end up buying it at some point.
He's just now gone on Watson. Liquid, they're straight back to the same position top. This time with Mickey ready to help the push. Watching from the trees.
Can't believe these two wards have stayed for so long on the side of Entity. I guess Liquid isn't really playing on that side of the map, but both wards are almost full duration on the cliffs.
Entity, they really don't want this tier 3 to fall for free.
Mickey hanging in the area. Sees Katomi.
Should be a quick one. A little too far away from the rest of the team. Not a chance for Tiny.
Deso stack gained. Almost at the maximum.
Radiant's middle tower
Neck and
is
neck.
under attack.
This game's so close with the way that the plays are going, happening back and forth. Liquid getting a little bit more of like this map kind of pressure coming out, but Entity still finding all these kills. I think the biggest moment though really was that Liquid's able to force people back during that Aegis timing and stuff like that. Like that, Entity could have just gone for like a high ground push with that.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah, overall, even though that Entity have sort of got a hold of the last two Aegises, they, no tier 2s have been taken by themselves.
No.
It very much feels that they are still having to react to Liquid quite a bit. See that here with the odds provided to us by our partner, esportsbet.io. Feeling that Liquid right now has that edge.
Does feel slightly like it. Like, yeah, Watson is enormous, but you can see the other cores starting to fall behind, and Liquid's all three cores are pretty much exact same net worth.
Yeah, the sort of the worth is split very nicely between the three positions of Liquid. So a lot of focus on the Terrorblade. Yeah, if Terrorblade trips up in a team fight, it's caught in a situation where Watson's not got the meta, it's on cooldown, things are going to feel rough for Entity. They have to execute perfectly around these timings, these spells. Mickey, you get gone upon, misses the Boundless. A lot for the BKB TP, they haven't got anything to stop it, so he's out. Sony on the other hand is not. It did pop the Ghost, but they did make sure not to use the Metamorphosis there though. Watson keeping it cool.
Wall and Ghosts, but yeah, no meta was used. Push though immediately from Nisha, just to get tossed back. Stormstormer's just in. Stolen Surge from Boxy.
So they use their own Surge on Stormstormer to help close the gap. Zai, we able to get in with the Roar, stop Stormstormer from being able to chase out Nisha. Nisha's fine, can keep his distance. Boxy and Zai also able to reset to the side. Entity, looks like they still want to try and get the kills out of this though. They're still going for Liquid. Nisha, he's going to try and turn past the BKB. That Jim's going to catch the two of them with a good stun from Nisha. Holds back both the Darkseer and the Elder Titan.
You're on Mickey.
Get the splitter off, and Mickey, he's taken out. Bursted by the Earth Splitter of Fishman. Nisha's got to run as well. Does not want to stand anywhere near this Metamorphosis. Terrorblade, Zai caught by the Avalanche. Try and lift him out of this. The chase is going to continue. Closing the gap with the Ogre Seal Totem. Zai's able to get the blink off. Boxy. It's the trees, should be fine. Zai, it's too far to be caught now.
They find Mickey. He jumps in. I was like, oh, I didn't think Mickey was actually going to walk into the fight because he didn't have BKB or Wukongs. If he has one or the other, perhaps, but jumps in, gets tossed into the Earth Splitter. A really good play from both Katomi and Fishman to identify that.
Oh, for sure, a good ult laid down by Fishman that time. I can only imagine that maybe just didn't expect that many members of Entity to be sort of chasing them out like that.
Yeah, I mean,
the sort of decision to jump back in.
They ran fast, right? They were, what, 3-4 heroes top and then immediately 3-4 heroes bottom. So, yeah, I guess Mickey did not anticipate that all of them would be there that quick. We got to see the first real display of the nihilism also from Nisha. Almost able to do some work.
Oh, we're gonna. We've actually got the blink pickup on Watson. It's going to be close to... No, in fact, it's the full Swift blink. Yeah, he's got the recipe as well. So, next item done.
Still super farmed. Spell Prism. Nice one. Probably to Stormstormer, who did buy the shard after finishing up Shiva's. Roche, 12 seconds. How's our buyback status is looking? No buyback on Lesh, TB, or Death Prophet. Ooh, an Illusion Rune spawns bottom. Give that to Watson. Yep. Watson can shove a lane in, force some reactions, and then perhaps they can get the room for the Roche, which is up. Scouted by Liquid. I don't believe Entity saw it just yet.
Nice one for Watson as well. He's got the ninja gear.
Ooh, yeah,
great for the stats, and also, of course, with this blink build, makes it even harder for Liquid to anticipate when this Terrorblade's going to be jumping in on the fights.
Liquid keeping the pressure on the lanes, though, and as we mentioned, those towers, they're very low, very likely to drop just from creeps.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom one. It's gone.
Sure is.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Glyph, or Roshan is scouted now. They sent the Spirit. So Entity, they're aware of it. Death Prophet's back at base. Liquid,
Liquid want to fight this.
they've got the scan.
They're considering diving into the high ground. They go. Trying to get the timing onto Kataomi, but he's up in the air for now. Still gets caught by the boundless. Side commits with the BKB, drops the Roar down onto Fishman. Fishman still got the odds on. Liquid able to step to the side. Kataomi still surviving through this all. Insania goes in with the overgrowth, but they're not going to have the damage to take down the ET. Nisha focused out by the damage from the metamorphosized TB. Watson trying to go for more, steps out to the side. A boundless strike. Mickey, is he going to be had?
He's got him.
I mean, that was Mickey baited out the Manta dodge there, cancelling the cast of the boundless strike so he can find the follow-up connection. And now he can look to try and potentially clean up. The fear from the Siphons pushes him to the side temporarily. Another fear there from Boxy. This time with the stolen Siphon pushes back Toby. Fishman's trying to get back in, but he's got no business standing anywhere near this Monkey King. He's got to run.
And they used everything on Entity. They used their meta, they used wall, they used Death Prophet. Oh, what a, I mean, Mickey,
as I said,
tip this
that
man.
play there, baiting out the Manta. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a sweet Manta dodge, but just kidding. There was just a bit of a bait from Mickey. It was slams down the boundless after, and then there's no chance for the Terrorblade.
It was literally both, too, right? Like, initially he's hitting him, and you see Watson's arms go up to Sunder, pops the BKB. Then he goes to go for the boundless, pops. Yeah, this was really big individual play from Mickey.
Yep.
Nisha making another pretty big, reckless mistake running in. They didn't have the root, but eyes on Mickey. That was, wow.
So the start of this, I mean, a good toss back from Kataomi, already making sure that the fight was maybe starting a bit deeper than Liquid kind of hoped for, at least Nisha hoped for, as Watson able to force him out of the fight completely. But yeah, Mickey on the Monkey King, not something that Watson can deal with.
Look at this, ready? He goes for the Sunder, BKB pop.
Goes for the boundless.
Wow, that was so cool. These little type of plays. And you know, for Nisha also, I think he was maybe expecting that Insania like blink and overgrowth, but you see Watson was also being patient with BKB, how he popped it in case that overgrowth ends up going down. But Liquid with that buyback from Zai, end up getting a pretty big advantage now, getting that Roche. And which one was it? I didn't actually see if it was the refresher shard or what.
Oh, I think it was.
It is a refresher shard, yeah, it's on Monkey King, that's what I thought.
Nisha, of course, still all smiles after the end of that one, as things do continue to look a bit more up for Liquid. 7,200 gold on Mickey, ready to spend it. Yeah, he's the one carrying the refresher shard right now.
It's a crazy game. 22-21, still neck and neck. Liquid definitely having that edge at the moment. These fights.
I mean, both carries, you know, they're both massive.
Yeah.
9-1 and 8 on Watson, 9-1 and 6 on Mickey, both level 24. Getting, especially with Mickey's next purchase, will be pretty much slotted up. So it's going to be some fantastic fights to be had between these two. Last time round, Mickey coming in with the outplay, but it's not to say that Watson could still get the upper hand on Mickey.
Especially if Zai cuts his tree like that.
Zai, excuse me.
My bad, yo. And Zai, it was a buyback too, right, from Zai. So if they can actually get on top of Zai, they remove a big element of the fight, because Zai does make the team fight a lot easier for Liquid, not with just Roar, just standing there. The Inner Beast plus those auras, of course. As Mickey also, of course, carrying that ninja gear. He's committed his gold. Nullifier is finished.
Yeah, I mean, is he not? He should have enough for buyback as well, right?
Yep.
Yep. He's got a lot of money.
Rich boy.
See what they could do. Smoking out Entity, but it is into this Monkey King Aegis and Refresher Shard.
Yeah, look at
And soon to be 25 as well.
both of them, Mickey as well as Nisha. Somehow Nisha's still almost 25. I mean, has been farming quite a lot this game, but big Wukong's ring.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Can they find Mickey?
He's kind of separate from a lot of the team right now.
He sees him.
Dire's bottom barracks has
They know that he's in the area now. They gotta back away. Tense moments. Liquid definitely starting to feel the alleviated pressure off them after getting that Roshan. Soon a Hex finished up for Zai. As you said, the 25 now for Nisha and for Mickey was finished.
How insane is...
Ooh. Not the usual Lesh talent, by the way. I mean, it's
What have we
because
got
he
going
has the
for?
nihilism, right? So he's gone for the double bounces of lightning. But definitely not the usual. That one's probably, I would say that one's taken like probably, what, 5 to 10% of the time, if that. That's probably even pushing it.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, but I think you're absolutely right. You know, with the fact that they're going to be ethereal, you want to go more in on the magic damage, and you know the extra bounces. There's a lot of units. There's a lot of illusions.
Yes. And he's gone full Octarine now too. So 2.6-second cooldown on double bouncing lightnings that do
Yeah, the
like
lightning's
400,
fantastic.
like 300 plus damage with, I mean, not even including the nihilism bonus. It could be pretty nasty. Nisha?
Tomi, try and start with a bit of a jump. Go back with the vacuum. Mickey is going to commit in. All gets dropped down. Sleep as well into the Earth Splitter. Okay, getting burst down to about half HP, but he'll still stand his ground here, take out the tier 3 tower. Will be forced to step out of his own Wukong's command, and Stormstorm wants to chase with the BKB. Zai puts a stop to it, turns with the Raw Step Profit. See if they can do anything about the fact that indeed Mickey's been left in a bit of a rough spot. He gets caught by the stun.
Oh my God.
Down once.
He's got Refresher Shard.
See if he's able to play his way out of this. Get back up into the trees. Matt wants to jump back in, turns in with the Primal Spring and the Boundless Strike over towards Katsomi. The Tiny goes down. Watson wants the BKB in the meta, but the Boundless Strike from Mickey catching onto both Stormstormer and Fishman. Jump forward for more. They've got the Hex onto Watson. The buyback, they've got to come out. They've got to save their Terrorblade. The vacuum's there. Watson's able to get the Sunder up, but he's surrounded by Liquid. The Terrorblade goes down. They have to buy back here, Entity, if they want to have a chance of holding onto these racks. Top creep waves coming in from Liquid.
2 buybacks, but they have nothing up. They've got no meta. They've got no Death Prophet ult. They've got no wall.
Is there any way they can start some sort of a jump? They haven't got Katsomi for 20 seconds still. In form of initiation, and indeed they can't stop this. They'll try now, but the Boundless Strike's there. Toby tries to commit in onto this, but he's getting burst slow. Will be able to run to the side, turns with a 3-man vacuum. Fishman attempted to get him with some of the punches, but he can't hit as hard as Liquid do right now. The Raw's back up from Zai.
Wow.
Toby goes down. So now that's the Fishman at Elder Tide now for 70 seconds, no buyback. Toby still has buyback available himself.
They pass the cheese to Nisha to fill him back up. They just don't have anything to fight with, though. There's still no meta, still no exorcism. They can't contest Liquid. They have to give this up. And bottom is also open. There's only 1 Rax left after these 2.
I mean, we saw Watson who's trying to cut the creep wave mid. So the creeps have been cut. Both top and bottom not coming in so soon. Backdoor protection should kick back. As I said, he's still got a creep actually with
It's a dominated one.
Oh, okay.
It's the Helm of the Overload one, so it's not going to deactivate that backdoor.
All right, so backdoor's back up. Toby now with his own buyback. Fear push back. There's the vacuum wall. The combo, the avalanche went onto the 3 of them. Manisha's able to get the Bloodstone out. Turns in with the Nihilism. They'll start to run down Stormstormer. Mickey. It's also going to be okay now as Liquid. They'll back away.
They're BKBs.
Quite enough follow-up after that combo from Entity to really threaten any of the members of Liquid.
They do save the racks, though, from the creep cutting. BKBs were back up for Liquid, so Entity can't actually persist and chase. That fight was pretty crazy up top. They had to, like, all in for Mickey, kind of trying to, but he still had Refresher Shard. And Nisha actually zoned away 4 heroes. This build actually ends up really working. He did... We lost the fight recap. I did click it before it did go away. He did, like, 12k damage while Mickey was being chased out for a second there, so... Nisha's still doing the work.
Yeah, Mickey picking up his own Refresher Orb, of course, still the cooldown affected by the fact that he used the Shard earlier. So have to wait about 50 seconds until he can pop that. They're trying to get in with the smoke, but he's been caught on the tree!
Got Mickey.
They'll still get the BKB off. Wants the BKB, turns towards Stormstorm and the Nullified while controlling the Death Bomb. Stormstorm
Mickey
down, but Mickey loses his life! They've killed the Monkey King, and they're ready to look for more. Nisha on the front of this with the Nihilism. They're starting to catch up with the Terror. Once he ends up taken down. As with the 2 of them out, it's game over. It's GG. As Liquid will take this game 1. The aggression just too much for Entity to stand.
And Nisha, even though he got kind of carried from Mickey and a bit of that mid